Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like everybody is boring or tired. I think I have to boost up some energy now. My name is Atiq, and I am 30 years now, and with 35 years experience, in fact. So make it 65 years old. Right. So let me start with a small questions to fresh up your mind. Did you ever tried to convince someone to do the right thing, but still they don't do it? Did you ever tried in safety? Many things you have seen, the unsafe things and near misses and other things, and still you are convincing them to do the right things, but somehow they don't do it. Recently, I watched a clip about selling water. The salesman explained many things to the buyer that this water is fresh, this water is healthy, this water make you live longer. But the buyer says no. And the salesman tried even harder, explain more benefit of this water, put more pressure on the person, but the answer was no. And then a very simple question was asked. Are you thirsty? Wow. That's where it clicked me a lot. In safety, we do the same things, right? We sell procedures, we sell rules, we sell toolbox talk, inductions, checklists, and so on. Quite often we do all these things. But the thing is that the person we are selling safety to most of the time is not thirsty. So he is not buying it. He is not ready to buy it. And we are just pushing all the information, procedures to him. Please, please, please this. But he don't care because he's not thirsty. He don't want it. In confined spaces, thing is that they are not dangerous like because of the peoples don't know the rules. They are dangerous because of the conditions. There is a heat, fatigue, like low oxygen, leadership signals, and so on. And that's where the behavior science matters a lot. People don't change their behavior because of the information. People change the behavior because of the situation, because of the conditions in which they are making the decisions. And this is important thing that we have to know, that information in itself single is not enough to change the behavior. And sometimes when we feed the information, the behavior doesn't change. And people don't follow because at the moment, in those moments when they are under stress, under heat, and very harsh situations, those moments, the 30 seconds of pressure can override your 30 years of experience. Write down this one. The 30 seconds of pressure can override your 30 years of experience. And that's where the behavior science is matter most in our work. People don't change their behaviors because of the information, as I said. They change behavior because of the conditions in which they are taking the decisions. So we must see what are the conditions, what are the leadership signals, and we are always saying the visible leadership is very important. The leadership has to be visible, and so people can see and attract to them. Let me ask one thing. Just put your finger like this, all, please. Can you put your finger like this? And just point these fingers to the roof like this. And now put your finger on your chin. And now turn your face to the next person and say, this is not your chin. This is a chick. This is a chick. Why? Because my words interpreted by the brain after my action. The brain catches my action first. I say to you, put your finger on your cheek, on your chin, sorry. I said, put your finger on your chin, and I show my finger on my cheek. And all the persons simply followed my action. So the actions which leaders deliver on the field are very, very important. Means it is no doubt the what I do or what I don't do. Means if I prize somebody or if I award someone or punish someone or keep the blind eye. That's all matter in our leadership. So we must understand that leadership is very important to show the real word and real meaning of the person. So next, here. Yeah. Let's start now. People don't change behavior because of the information. They change behavior because of condition. Knowledge does not fail under pressure, conditions do. What is here means our brain, when we interpret some information or some things in the office, we take all the procedures and information by heart and we know the procedures. But when we are actually on the site, according to the conditions, the brain start giving us a signals based on our previous experience. The brain which feel that this is more comfortable for you, like we are driving the car on the road. We have the side mirrors and we have the dash. If we focus on the side mirrors, what happen? We will hit. If we just change our eyes from the dash, we will hit. The side mirrors are just like lagging indicators, which is past history. And the leading indicators, what we are looking in the front, and accordingly we are adjusting our car not to hit, not to get accident or something. So the lagging indicators and the leading indicators always matters for everybody. So that's is we have to reset our mind to sense the the sense the hazards before actually we encounter with it. I think everybody is hungry now. Let's have some cheese. So most of our safety peoples, we know about this Swiss cheese model. We analyze, investigate all the incidents using these slides. And what happened when these are the things which we observed on the site. Permits, gas testing, supervision, fatigue, pressure, unsafe act. When these all things align together, the holes align together, what happens next? It's accident. So what we are trying in our profession, not to make align all those holes, and we just put the barrier. If there is permit is missing, we close this hole by getting the permit. We close the hole if we don't do the gas testing. We do the gas test and close the hole. If we don't do this, definitely the end result will be this. So we investigate the last slice because we love the last slice more. It comes with the report number maybe. This is the last slice. The second module we are using to check the behavior is A, B, C. Is antecedents, heat, pressure, weak permits, and routine, whatever. And the consequence, job finished, priced or for the speed, no challenge. These two things, antecedents and the consequence, make our behavior, whether it is safe or whether it is not safe. So what these does, the behavior may be shortcut, silent, and rush entry or something. So A, B, C. Later on in my presentation, I will change those A, B, C and switches and explain how we can control behavior. The brain under stress chooses speed over safety. When our brain is under stress, the brain become Google Map. You know, when you search the Google Map, it always gives you the shortest possible way, right? Not the safer way. The shortest possible way you will get from the Google Map. And that's what our brain do when we are on the job. So no matter how experience is, sometimes we know that somebody is saying, sir, don't worry, I have a 20 years experience. I know my job. So sometimes it is 1 year experience with 19 times repeated. So can you believe it? If he repeated 90 times the same behavior, how dangerous this person will be. So don't just as a safety leader, we are not uh, born to accept if somebody, but if we are expert. What I learned in my behavior science journey, that expertise limit the curiosity. Expertise limit curiosity. And when we finish the curiosity, means we are not looking around and we get complacence and we are satisfied from our job. We don't look around. Means the job become a normal for us, whether it is we are working from 1 month, continuing this job, next day I am coming, I am totally satisfied, everything is okay. So the curiosity finished because I feel that I am expert. So my curiosity is completed. I don't think anymore. I am totally comfortable laying on in my office, sitting there, having a cup of tea or coffee, and that's it. And that is really dangerous to have this complacency in our workload. This is a silent killer. The complacency is like a silent killer. It can make anything dangerous or any accident anytime. The third thing, this is a jinga I think we all played in our childhood or even now we can playing. The safety column or the pillar is like this. It have many information like this. And when we take one block out, the tower is still standing there but not falling down. But when we take out the final block, the tower might collapse and disaster. So the incidents are not linear. There are always different things involved in it, whether it is weather, whether it is unsafe worker, unsafe conditions, or whatever. So these are the things which make you, when they are taking one piece out and we are just keeping a blind eye, we are not taking any action, it means there is a chance we go further to the bad things. So weak signals are silent. One block out, nothing happened. We are satisfied, job is going on. The incidents are loud. Everybody knows something is happened. Everybody is confused, afraid with the company reputations and others. But why didn't we pay attention when one single block is going out from the column? Now these two categories, one is surgeon and one is a fighter pilot. Normally what we do, we expect from our workers they work like a surgeon, which is not true. It cannot be. Not possible. Why? Because surgeon working, their role is very important because the human life is under their hand. It is very important. But they have a very ideal situation. They have a procedures there. They have a calm and cool atmosphere, and they can pay attention what they are actually doing. Whereas the fighter pilot is totally different scenario. His own life is on a stake. He can killed by himself anytime if he take a single small decisions where even a one small second is very matter. If you take any bad decision, it's gone. And why? Means as a company, as a leader, we are expecting our workers, they perform the work like a surgeon, whereas we are providing them the situation like a fighter pilot. It cannot be. They cannot be change each other. So for this, we have to generate, we have to make our workforce like the way they are doing. If you want surgeon level decisions, design surgeon level conditions, which we cannot. We are working in a high hazards, high risk environment, oil and gas, where one decision, one small step can make a disaster easily. So we should prepare our workers so they can perform like a fighter pilot in the fighter pilot conditions. They have the ability to take the decisions. We use in the behavior science tool, it's called self-determination theory. We have to give purpose, autonomy, and mastery. When these three items, purpose, autonomy, and mastery, met together, then there is something happens, some behavior we can see. We have to provide them enough purpose, which is they can value for that. We should not just say to them, this work has to be done today. I want to see this work done today. The most of the manager says like this. But if you just use with the behavior lens, the same sentence we can deliver and get very good output. How? There are three words, but, if, how. If we use these three words during our conversation with the workforce, that makes a big change. Like, I want to do this work, I want to see this work today, 4 p.m. completed, but do it safely. When you mention this word, but do it safely, the brain copied that. The brain get the conscious actions. The brain will think when you are on the job, it is not just I want to finish the job by 4 p.m. and you are just, but the next sentence of the manager or the leader, but you have to do it safely. That makes sense, and that make the total scenario different, and they will be working in a safe manner. Now, Swiss cheese theory, which I just shown you before, not just a failure model, it's a design tool. Now, here is the behavior science in action. How we can do it? We have to fill those holes by pause before the workers start the work. They have to pause for a 5 second only and think the task they are going to perform, whether it is safe or not. Make them habit, make them pause before start the job. Speaking up. We have to encourage the people to speak up. Now, speak up as a leader. If somebody is saying something, whether it is good or not, doesn't make any difference. As a leader, we have to listen. We have to be a good listener. We have to listen everything precisely, and we should not blame him that you are just asking some stupid questions or something. You have to reply him in a humble way, in a very friendly way, so the others who are looking around him, they have the courage to speak. So if you don't give them freedom to speak, they will not speak. So when you give this freedom, when you give this power, speaking up, it means we close one hole, right? We put one barrier into the work. Then early corrections. Whatever we are doing, we have to train our workforce in the way that when they are going or mobilizing their equipment at site, they do everything. The vehicles, the equipment should be checked properly. It is functional. They have the certifications. All the personals are certified, trained in their own field. So these are the things. When we do this, it means we have one barrier there also, and it cannot align the holes. Leadership response. As I we did this exercise, the finger up. So leadership is fantastic. Means it's very important. You have to give the room to the pupils. You have to connect with the pupils, and you have to come down. The best way when we are communicating with anybody, with any category of the pupils, whether he's young, older, experienced, or fresh, as a leader, we have to come down on his level. As a leader, or maybe you have a specific education, you have a different level of thinking. That person might don't have this level. So we have to come down on his level while we are communicating with him to understand his behavior or his intentions, what trying to do. That's way leadership responses should be like this. We have to take away the pressure for the job. We should not push our workers to complete the job in so and so time, or we need, and if you complete this, you get the reward. This we are doing. Even I did this for many years. We give incentives to the pupils. If you complete this job, you will get the reward. You know what happens? Even yesterday, Mr. Adra, he was explaining this thing, the same thing. When you commit the reward to your workforce, they stop reporting to you because they want reward. If they report something, they will not get the reward. So, rewarding somebody is not good. Then we have a system punishment. We give the punishment who do the bad work. The thing is that, again, if you give the punishment continuously, how long you will stay on the site? How long you will stay? The time you out from the site, people do the same thing which they're supposed to do. So punishment again is not a long lasting change in the behavior. The fourth thing leaders do, they keep the blind eyes. They see something wrong, they don't take any actions. And that, believe me, reinforce the behavior of that person who is doing the wrong thing. He have seen the leader has checked me myself that I'm doing something, and he didn't say anything. So that behavior reinforced that he will be doing the same thing again and again. So that is very dangerous. So the end product after putting all these barriers is like we have a positive safety culture on the site. Culture is what fills the holes before they align. Right? ABC we discuss. I'm on time, Richard. I'm in time. I'm scared. All right. All right. So ABC model we use to check the behavior, what they have doing, and what are the antecedents and what are the consequences. In fact, the A and C, these are the two important things which make the behavior. If we deliberately make innovative antecedents and we make the right consequence for that. For example, if the person is driving very fast, I am sitting with him going to the airport and he is violating the rule. He's driving fast. We reach the airport in time. I said thanks to him. I didn't say anything on the road to him. So did what message we deliver to the driver? It means the fast driving and violating the rule is normal. He will do the same thing with the next passengers too. If as a passenger, if I say to him, please don't speed up, follow the speed limit, he might be in with the next passenger, maybe going slowly, and he will not do this. So when we change, if we appreciate the consequence, if we appreciate and reward, that behavior reinforce, right? It will be fixed. So clear signals, permission to stop, and the consequence prize for stopping, learning conversations. Here we go. That's we have a positive safety behavior for our workers, which we actually looking forward to it. And this is the most beautiful thing I ever like. Kiss. Keep, improve, stop, start. This is the most favorite behavior science tool I ever practice. What does it mean? When I finish any work, any task, I have to check myself. I have to make a kiss statement for myself. What I must keep tomorrow, what I must improve tomorrow, what I must stop tomorrow, and what is the best thing I can start tomorrow. And this kiss statement not only for myself, for my own. I cannot. I can ask anybody. Means if I am a manager and you are anyone like a supervisor, the supervisor can make the feedback in the same situation, in the same system, same sequence. So kiss is not just like a softness; it is like a clarity. It will clear. And if when we do this again and again, believe me, within week or so, you will feel a lot of change in yourself. And this doesn't cost anything. Just for yourself, I finish. When we are sitting, we just make keep, improve, stop, start, and we have to practice this accordingly, and that makes sense, and it will keep you a fantastic place. So the real permit to work is a psychological. Silence is not safety. Speaking up is, right. You don't control safety by rules. You influence it by how people think. Lead the mind, safer decision will follow. So if we control our mind, if we, as I said, in the confined space entries, the mind enters before the body does. If we are unsafe thinker, we have unsafe habits, we put ourselves in a problem, even we put the whole team in a problem. So that's how we proceed for this. And thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.